Hey everyone, Mike and Jamie here today with another top 5. And today we are talking about top 5 questions to ask when you interview a financial advisor. So we sometimes get these questions, not as often as we would like. So we came up with a list of top 5 questions you should be asking if you're not already asking when you're interviewing financial advisors. And Michael and I feel very strongly that you should be interviewing more than one financial advisor. So don't just jump on board with the first one you talk to. Go ahead and interview multiple and see what they have to say. We're here to help you out.
It's a long-term relationship that you're looking to establish. So asking the right questions up front can be really helpful in making sure that you're finding the right fit.
Yep. So without further ado, let's jump right into number 5. Number 5 is fees. Okay. So we want to know, how are you compensated? If I'm sitting in the client seat, I want to know what conflicts of interest might exist with you as my advisor and how are you compensated?
Yeah, this is an important one to understand. And it's not that, in a financial advisor collecting fees is unethical or wrong, right? I want to pay the people that I'm doing business with, and I want them to be paid well and earn what they deserve. But in our industry, there are several different models people can operate under. And the way that works is anytime we buy or sell something, there's a commission generated. Part of that goes to the advisor, and there's this conflict. Okay, are you recommending this because you really think it's what's best for me, or because you're going to collect the highest commission? Some of these products pay very high commission. I've seen 10% commissions on certain annuity products, for example. So you put $300,000 in, the person that's recommending that is getting a $30,000 payday. I'm not saying that that's, but is that really what's best for you? We operate on a fee-based platform. We importantly don't have any proprietary products, right? It's not like we're going to XYZ Wealth Management and you're going to have all these XYZ Wealth Management funds, ETFs. We don't have that here. So it's a percentage of the assets that we manage for our clients. Frequently also includes, tax services, financial planning, investment management, and is transparent. We know it's this percentage of the assets. The better our clients do, the better we do.
And at Heirloom, we like to be really transparent about that. So we always initiate that conversation in a prospect meeting. And if it's not initiated, we really encourage clients to ask and say, hey, here are the questions that you might not be thinking to ask that we're going to go ahead and ask for you and answer for you. And one of those is always on our fees and how we charge our clients. So make sure you're asking that question to anybody you interview. Okay, number 4. Number 4 is references. This might be something that you put on a job resume and you don't really think about asking for references when you interview financial advisors. Please do that. Why should we ask for references, Michael?
This is probably, of the 5, you could put this even higher potentially. But you need to talk to people about what their experience has been like. Have the client meetings, been maintained? How did communication happen during a market downturn or, a personal event that you went through? And so the best way to do that is talk to people that have actually worked with the advisor, and references are the best way to do that.
Yep. This is a long-term relationship. So we want to make sure that you are talking to clients who have been through the ups and the downs with Heirloom. They know the ins and the outs. Like Michael said, they know how we communicate during those downturns and everything in between. So we want to give you real, honest feedback and data before you jump into this long-term relationship. So if you're not asking the question, please ask the question.
And if they're apprehensive to share that, that says something in and of itself.
Yeah. Beware. Okay, number 3, actual performance. Oh man, this is one that we really love. So you want to be asking the advisor you're interviewing, can you show me actual client outcomes over time, net of all fees?
There's a dirty secret in our industry. I would say almost 95% of what's presented to clients is going to fall into one of 2 categories. It's going to be a hypothetical, where we're going to take a snapshot of, okay, we're going to own, this set of stocks, right? And, I like to say I can pick last year's Super Bowl winner pretty easily.
Oh yeah.
So you can create these reports that look like, hey, here's the investment returns over time. That's not what their clients actually owned. Okay, that's called a hypothetical report. Another thing that I commonly see is, we're going to go select this investment manager and we're going to allocate it to that. Well, did you own that? Or, how long have you owned that? When was that initiated? It's not really representative of what clients have actually experienced, and it's almost never audited. So for us, we do have actual client composites audited. It's been a big differentiator for us. So I would love to get this question.
Yeah, absolutely. Beware smoke and mirrors in our industry because everyone has the almanac in Back to the Future, right? Like we can all pick who wins, right? So
in the DeLorean, we can go build a pretty good portfolio.
That's right. So if you're not getting a clear answer and it just seems like it's vague and smoke and mirrors, just please repeat the question. Say, can you show me actual client outcomes? Are these actual client outcomes over time net of all fees? And just keep asking the question until you get a clear answer. Okay, number 2, tax planning. We're just past tax season, so this is probably on the forefront of everyone's mind. But what you should be asking advisors is, how do you integrate tax and investment planning?
Right. I mean, BlackRock did a survey of high net worth families and they created a top 10 list. What's most important? Number 1 was wealth preservation, protecting the wealth that was been built. But number 2 was tax management.
Yeah,
and so
big deal.
when we're looking at investments, all the moving pieces that are happening, it is important to get a solid return. The rate of return, by the way, on that list was number 8. Okay, so there's a lot of other things that came in that were important to clients other than just investment returns. Taxes at the top of that list. Integrating investment and tax planning is pretty critical. I mean, if you're not doing that and you're bifurcating both sides of that, you're missing opportunities.
Yep. So how is your advisor tax planning, and how does your investment firm integrate that tax planning? Very important. Okay, number 1, are we ready? Number 1 on top 5 questions to ask when interviewing a financial advisor is measuring success. So this is going to be a little subjective. Don't get a vague answer here, but the question you should be asking every financial advisor is, how do you measure success, and how should I, as your client, how should I evaluate you?
This is a great question because it goes beyond just investment return, because there's more happening with the relationship that you have between an advisor and a client.
Yeah.
For us, this all, it distills down into the Live Well plan score, where we're looking at all the variables, investment performance, client goals, and stress testing, based on where they are today. What is the probability of success? Because there's 2 ends of the spectrum that we want to manage, right? One side is no one wants to run out of money. On the other end, you don't want to get to the end of your life and look back and say, I wish I would have blank, right? And so this score is designed to give people peace of mind. Ultimately, that's what we're trying to deliver. And that's a way that clients can evaluate us objectively. Is my score in the range where I need it to be? Where is communication? And that's what we would point to. But I think having a clear answer on that is going to be really important up front, because otherwise, how do you know how well you're doing?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And at Heirloom, we like to measure clients' success by clarity on how much they can spend, right? They want to have confidence that their money will last. They want to have a Live Well plan. And we're accountable to our clients' goals, not just a benchmark. So we know investment-wise, we've outperformed the benchmarks for years because why? We get outperformance.
That's another good point. Transparency just on the investment side. Okay, what is this portfolio benchmarked against? How's it done net of fees, right? So there's multiple layers to this.
Mm-hmm.
For us, it really culminates in that Live Well plan score, but understanding, how do I evaluate your investment strategies? How do I understand my financial planning, tax, all these things?
Yeah. And it all ties together. But our ultimate success, how we would measure it, is, are our clients having success in their retirement, right? Are they feeling confident and happy? And do they have joy? And do they have financial peace and financial security? That's ultimately how we measure success.
Good point.
Okay, so just to run through the top 5 again of top 5 questions to ask when interviewing a financial advisor. Number 5, fees. Please ask about their fees. Number 4, references. Get references and call or email those people. Number 3, actual performance. Number 2, tax planning. How do they integrate that? And number 1, how do you measure success? Thank you for joining us.